Hello students, welcome to class. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is skeleton. Okay, skeleton, movement and locomotion. So what is human skeleton? You know very well, skeleton that is a bone framework of the body. Okay, so what are the functions of the human skeleton? It mainly gives you support and shape. Okay, support and shape, and it another function is protection. Okay, it gives us protection. Okay, several delicate and important organs are there inside our body, so to prevent them, just like heart is under the ribs. Okay, so it's safe there, and so that's why the skeleton helps us as the protection of our the delicate organs of the body. Okay, next there is movement. With the help of skeleton we can do locomotion from here and then we can move. We can do movement of hands and the legs and head. Okay, everything. Next there is leverage. What is leverage? Some bones and joints from levers that increase the speed and distance of the movement of a muscle. The movement of muscle we are doing, actually we are doing it by the help of our bones. Okay, so for example, contraction of only few centimeters by the biceps muscle swelling swings the hand swiftly. We are swinging our hands or swelling of the biceps. So all these things, okay, we can do by this function. Another is formation of blood cells. Okay, you know very well that RBC and the WBC of our blood forms in the bone, inside the bone marrow. Okay, next there is the bones are storehouse for the calcium and phosphorus. Okay, calcium and phosphorus. The bones are rich in the calcium and phosphorus. Okay, next there is constituents of skeleton. That means what are there in skeleton? It contains bones, cartilage and ligaments. Okay, bone is the bony framework of the body. Cartilage is this soft connective tissue that joins some part, like this external pinna of the ear, that is cartilage. At the tip of nose, it's also cartilage. Okay, next there is ligaments. Ligament is that substance which binds the bones to each other. Okay, at joints, two bones are joined with this ligament. Okay, next there is bone. First part is the bone. So bone is made up of mainly calcium and phosphorus. Okay, and if we will remove this calcium from these bones by mixing of hydrochloric acid in the bones, it will be called decalcified bone. Okay, decalcified, that means calcium is removed from this bone, so it is called decalcified. Okay, after that this bone will become very elastic, like a rubber band. Okay, and bone contains some organic part and some inorganic part also. Inorganic part, that is minerals and all. Okay, and at the old age this organic part becomes very weak, and due to which the old age people's bones get very weak. Okay, and it becomes very fragile. Okay, after there is classification of bones on the basis of shape. On the base of shape, the bone is classified as long, short, flat and irregular. Okay, the long bones are like thigh bones. Okay, so external surface of the bones at the outer surface is called the periosteum. Okay, periosteum. And long bone are filled with marrow, bone marrow. Long bones are filled with bone marrow. There are two types of bone marrows. One is yellow marrow, another one is red marrow. So yellow marrow is helpful in the formation of white blood cells, and red marrow helps to form the RBC, red blood cells. Okay, next there is the human skeleton. Human skeleton is mainly divided into two types, that is axial and another one is appendicular. There are total 206 bones in our body. Okay, and it have main two division. One that is axial, another one is appendicular. Okay, so first one is axial. Axial part contains skull, vertebral column, ribs and sternum. skull, vertebral column, ribs and sternum. Okay. So what is skull? Skull is the head part. Okay. The bone of the head is called the skull. Its main part is cranium. Cranium is the brain box. It's very hard, so the very delicate tissues inside the brain will be saved by this cranium. Okay, it is made up of 8 bones. After that, there is face, facial bones. Facial bones are total 14. Okay, and there is a foramen magnum. There is a hole in the backside that is called foramen magnum, from which the spinal cord is emerging out. Okay, from there, like if this is your head, then there is a foramen magnum. From here, the spinal cord will be emerged out. Okay. Next there is this is skull. Next there is vertebral column. So vertebral column is this bony part which gives protection to the spinal cord. Okay. So it covers spinal cord from head to till last point. Okay. So vertebral column contains total 33 rings. Okay, its shape is ring-like, so it contains 33 rings. It having 5 regions. Okay, cervical region, thoracic, lumbar region, sacrum, and coccyx region. Okay, in coccyx region there are. So these are the 5 regions of the backbone, complete backbone. Okay, coccyx is the last part of the backbone. The last part, it's a tail-like. Okay, it's a tail-like part. So after that there is a ribs. Ribs are total 12 pairs. Okay, total 12 pairs, like 6 here and 6 here, like this. And in the center part there is called sternum. So 7 pairs of the ribs are called true ribs. Okay. After that 3 pairs, 7th, 8th, 9th, they 8th, 9th, 10th, they are attached with the 7th rib. Okay, that is not attached with sternum. And last two pairs are floating. They are not attached, they are floating. Okay. So this was your ribs. After that there is a sternum. It is also called breastbone. Okay. It's long and flat. Okay. So sternum is the middle front part of the chest. It's very in the center, and this the 7 pairs. The 7 pairs are attached with it. Okay. Next there is appendicular. Appendicular part, appendicular skeleton. These are the bones of the limbs and the girdles. Okay, limbs, 4 limbs and hind limbs. So if we talk about upper 4 limbs, so there is in the upper arm there is one humerus. At this part there is one humerus in the upper arm, 2 bones of radius and ulna at this lower arm, carpals. Total 8 carpals on wrist, on this wrist, on wrist, okay, and metacarpals. 5 metacarpals on the palm and 14 phalanges in fingers. So finger bones are called phalanges. Okay. Next there is hind limbs. That means the leg part. Okay, hind limbs. There is one femur, that is thigh bone. It's very strongest and longest bone of the body. Okay. So this is femur. Next there is 2 bones. There are tibia and fibula in the lower side, lower limb. Okay, below the knee. So there are 2 bones, tibia and fibula. 7 tarsal on ankle. On the ankle part of the leg, that is having 7 tarsal bones. 5 metatarsal on foot. The middle part of the foot, that long part, 5 metatarsal will be there, and 14 phalanges in fingers. Okay, in the toe, till the toe. And all fingers contain 14 phalanges. Okay, and there is an additional bone called patella at the knee. Okay, it's a bowl-like structure, that is called patella. It lies on the knee. Okay, so this was the bone. This was the bone part. Okay, after that there is the girdle. Girdle are the part of skeleton which help to articulate the limbs, bones to the main axial skeleton. That means these are the part which connects the axial and the appendicular skeleton. Okay, so there are 2 girdles, shoulder girdle and the hip girdle. This part, okay, shoulder girdle. So it is called shoulder pectoral girdle. Okay, shoulder pectoral girdle, and another one is the hip pelvic girdle. Okay, so there are two girdle. Okay, consist of 2 flat triangular. It's called scapula. Okay, shoulder blade. It's called scapula. Okay, and its outer apex bears a large, somewhat cup-shaped called glenoid cavity. There is a structure in your book. You can see by this what is glenoid cavity and scapula, and there is a collarbone at this part. It contains collarbone, or we can say clavicle. Okay, clavicle. After that, there is hip girdle. Hip girdle is a large trough-shaped part formed by two hip bones that are joined medially to the sacrum. Okay, there are two hip bones which is joined at the sacrum. Sacrum, this vertebral sacrum part. Okay, it is attached at that. Each hip bone is made up of three bones: ilium, ischium, and pubis. So there are three bones in the hip girdle. Okay, on each side it bears a large cup-shaped, that is called acetabulum. So there will be a cup-shaped like structure, that is called acetabulum. Okay, and the hip girdle not only gives support to the skeleton on the hind legs but also protect and support abdominal organs. Okay, it having two functions, that is, first one is to give support, okay, to the body, and another one is protection of the delicate parts of the abdomen. Okay, so this was the bone part. In next part we will do our joints. Okay, thank you.